High school football tonight, a 13-5A matchup. The Westfield Mustangs and the Spring Lions on the Legacy Sports Network. Game of the week. Leonard George Stadium in Spring is the site for this 13-5A matchup between the undefeated Westfield Mustangs and the 2-4 Spring Lions. And hello everyone, welcome to our broadcast location with Ken Moore. I'm Brett Dolan. Great to have you with us tonight. Westfield off to another fantastic start, Ken, but let's start first with Spring. They have a quarterback in Darius Campbell. He might be one of the more exciting players in the area.
Yeah, he definitely is, but they're going to have to face a stingy defense in Westfield here tonight. This is a team that is a turnover machine. They're going to be all over the quarterback here this evening.
As far as the quarterback for Westfield is concerned, William Didon probably won't play tonight. He's had very good numbers, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. So now they have to find some different answers.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, as we mentioned, they're going up against a tough defense in Westfield. Westfield, they forced 13 turnovers on the season. That's going to be huge here this evening.
We'll be back with our opening kickoff. It's Westfield in Spring in just a moment.
McDonald's Dollar Menu just keeps getting better. Introducing the all-new mouth-watering grilled onion cheddar burger, topped with melty white cheddar and caramelized onions. Plus all your tasty favorites for just $1 each. Every day, as always, there's a lot to love for a little on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Back at Leonard George Stadium, Brett Dolan and Ken Moore, we're ready for football. The opening kick will come down at about the 25-yard line, picked up by Tevin Lewis. Last week he took one 97 yards, and this time he's tripped up across the 30. And the Mustangs will have it 1st and 10 as we get this game underway.
Well, a huge game out here in 13-5A tonight. You have one of the co-leaders in the district in Westfield. They will take over first on offense. Spring coming in 1-3 in district play. This is a huge game for them as they try to get back into the district race.
See what type of production the Mustangs get from Cortland Greenwood as their quarterback tonight. Now, he started the last 4 games last season, including the playoffs, for this Mustangs team that finished 12-1. You see Greenwood, number 7. He will operate the offense. And behind him, Papillon Tisdale. And Tisdale will carry first. And he's up near the 43-yard line. Good gainer on first down as the Mustangs try and continue with what they've done this year, a team averaging well over 400 yards offense per game.
Yeah, definitely their offense has been a juggernaut so far this season. They average 240 yards per game on the ground, 155 through the air. They break off over 6 yards per carry on the ground.
So it's a gain of 5 on first down. Tisdale will carry again, tries to follow his blocking, and boy, some good defense by the Spring Lions. A tackle for a loss negates that play. Lonzel Gilmore, the junior defensive end, with a loss of 4 on the play.
And that's what Spring wants to do. They want to get Westfield in 3rd and long situations where they force the Mustangs to throw. Tonight, led by quarterback Cortland Greenwood, the tailback Tisdale, the wideouts Lewis and Thompson. Those are 2 big guys on the outside.
Yeah, indeed, Tevin Lewis last year caught 715 yards worth of balls, first team all-district performer. Be a running play for Cortland Greenwood, and he will finish well shy of the first down, so the Mustangs go 3 and outs.
And a great opening series for that Spring Lion defense to force a 3 and out. And we'll take a look at that Lion defense. We'll start in the secondary with Robinson, Banks, Sykes, and Woods. The linebackers, Love, Johnson, and Wilson. Up front, Irrechley, Jones, and Lonzel Gilmore. So the Mustangs forced a punt. Ramon Cotto will kick towards either Willie Sykes
or Frederick Woods, hoping for a chance to make the play. Good pressure, but a low line drive kick. It's taken by Woods. He's able to get a few yards. Decent field position for the Lions. They'll have it at the 38 for their first offensive possession here tonight. And we'll look at those numbers for Darius Campbell-Lee, Ken. 813 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, and he's a dual-threat quarterback.
Yeah, he can definitely do it on the air and on the ground. And helping him in the backfield will be Desmond Davis, 4 touchdowns on the season, and the wideout Daniel Gallagher, 19 receptions, 234 yards.
The spring team 5th in the district in total yards per game. See what they do on 1st and 10. Campbell-Lee to throw. Short target on the opening completion. And a couple of yards picked up by the wide receiver, and that was Ronald Williams.
And you take a look at that offense for spring. Aguilar and Haley, a couple of the big offensive weapons. You see the offensive lineman up there led by the center, Jeremy Lopez.
Gain of 4 in the play. We'll call it 2nd and 6 for the Lions in their first possession. Another short toss coming to the near side, and the pass incomplete, intended for Xavier Jones. It'll bring up 3rd down for spring.
Yeah, that was a one-hopper little short screen pass they had set up to the left side. Not a good throw by the QB, so it's going to be 3rd and 6 now for spring, and we'll see what the Westfield Mustangs dial up on defense. This is a defense that has forced 13 turnovers in the first 5 games so far here in the young season. They like to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
That's a great point, Ken. They've also picked off 6 balls this year, so they've had more than their share so far. Maybe a passing down here, 3rd and 5 after a couple of short passes on the first 2 plays for the Lions. Campbell-Lee will keep it himself on the zone read. He ran to the corner. He will be shy the marker and shy at midfield.
Yeah, you saw him go with the long count that time, trying to draw Westfield off sides. He looked like he really had the angle going to the corner, came up just a yard short, so now it's going to be 4th and 1. Decision time already early in this ball game.
Well, no punter coming on for spring, so it looks like the Lions will go for it. 2 and 4 again on the season, 1 and 3 in district play. A team that came into the season with 18 returning starters from last year. Trying to pull off the upset tonight against this Mustangs team that started undefeated. So 4th and 1 play. And this one's going backwards. Nothing doing. Braylon Alexander ended up losing a couple of yards on the play.
Very slow developing play that time. Allowed the Mustangs to get into the backfield. Just nowhere to go. Bad read by the quarterback. And a turnover on downs early in this one will give the Mustangs great field position on the other side of midfield.
Oh, that was a thriller of a play from Michael Jackson, the defensive end, to make that tackle for a loss. So the Mustangs back on the field. Pathion Tisdale again has rushed for over 400 yards this year, almost 6.7 yards per carry. He will stand behind Greenwood, who will operate the offense and give to Tisdale. Boy, good pursuit by the Lions again. Chris Jones was there to cover up after some pursuit in the backfield.
Well, this is a Lion defense that has struggled the last few ball games, but now they're coming out here tonight. You see the key players for Westfield. Quarterback William Didon will not play tonight. He's injured. Tailback Tisdale, he's been off and running so far here in the first period. Tavon Lewis, one of the main guys on the outside. He has 10 receptions for over 300 yards on the season.
No gain in that previous play, so it's 2nd and 10. Little play action for Greenwood. Heaves the ball with a wind behind him. Intended for Lewis. Lewis comes back for the football and made the catch at the 8. You see the marker fly. That was going to be interference on Willie Sykes. Great job by Lewis to come back for that football and make a huge play.
An excellent adjustment in midair as you saw the football fluttering in the wind, and Lewis able to make the adjustment like a center fielder, if you will, and come back to the football, make a tremendous grab.
36-yard play negates that penalty.
You see a little bump there, bumped into the official. And we'll take a look at it again. They're going to go up top. Just loads up and fires. And you see the interference right there as the defender could not get his head turned around.
Greenwood with a nifty move. Stays on his feet. He'll walk into the end zone for the Mustangs touchdown. Tremendous individual effort from Cortland Greenwood, getting the start tonight, and he engineers the scoring drive for Westfield.
Well, Greenwood, he may be the backup, but he is a senior. He has some experience. You see him get into the end zone untouched, and a quick 7 for Westfield.
Nearly lost his footing at around the 9 or 10 yard line, but able to stay on his feet and walk in. Ramon Cotto to try and add the extra point. He's kicked through 26 PATs this season. And this one is almost beyond the track. He knocked it through so far, and good for Cotto. So the first points tonight belong to the Mustangs. Westfield leads 7-0. Back to George Stadium in a moment.
Need to know if my pain is something more.
I know I can trust Neighbors Emergency Center to save me.
They save my time.
They'll save me from missing the championship.
They'll save me from missing my meeting.
They'll save me from missing the chance to walk her down the aisle someday.
They save me.
He saves me.
Emergency Center.
Neighbors Emergency Center. Care that counts. Experience that matters.
Beautiful night for football here in spring. If you can navigate the traffic on a Friday night in the greater Houston area, it's worth the wait, I guess.
It was a treacherous journey for yours truly and company. Make it up here tonight, but we are in the house. Excellent night for football. Got a nice breeze out in the stadium.
And Ramon Cotto to kick off. Slight wind behind Cotto, and he's got a big leg. He's going to knock this one 5 yards deep in the end zone. And the Lions are going to bring it out. Xavier Jones. Flag down, and Jones is down at the 35. Didn't look to be a good decision initially. Jones able to make a play. There's a marker down at about the 24.
Yeah, usually he who hesitates is lost, but he was able to bring it out, had a nice return across the 30, but it's going to come back due to a push in the back. And that second drive by Westfield, a couple of plays, 45-yard drive, took 55 seconds off the clock. 9-yard TD run by Cortland Greenwood. As we look at the return, we'll try to pick up that push in the back. There it is right there. You saw it at the top of your screen, so that'll bring it back. But after the turnover on downs by Spring on their last possession, Westfield capitalizes. They have a quick 7-zip lead.
Xavier Jones stays in to join Darius Campbell-Lee, the 6'3", 200-pound senior who last year ran for 16 touchdowns. It's a Spring team last year that went 3-7 overall, 2-6 in district play. Boy, they put up some big numbers at the end of the season. Jones showing off some moves again, but fighting to get back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, good tackle that time by the outside linebacker, Paul LeBlanc. And there's another penalty flag on the field.
Officials are conferring. Wonder if this might be offsides on the Mustangs.
This is a Westfield team they're going up against that has destroyed the competition the last few weeks. Last week against Atascocita, knocked them out right here at George 41-7. As we take a look at the replay.
It's the same Atascocita team that defeated Spring by a count of 28-17. You want to look at the common opponents. Big penalty, though, going against the Mustangs, which will get the Lions out of the shadows of their own red zone and move the football to the 29.
One of the keys for Spring here this evening is that they have to stay ahead of the chains. And what we mean by that, they cannot get into 2nd and long and 3rd and long and allow this Mustang defense to come after the quarterback. They have to maintain 2nd and short, 3rd and short situations to try to keep the chains moving.
So 1st and 10, a fake jet sweep. Campbell-Lee gets that pursuit, and he sets up the screen. All that pursuit was going to work against the Mustangs. Had Jones been able to catch that short flip from Lee, he had a lot of room on the sidelines, but it falls incomplete.
Right, that was an excellent play call by Coach Sam Parker as he tries to use that aggressive defense of the Mustangs against them, let them come in on the quarterback. Just a bad throw, about 3 feet over the head of the tailback.
One thing about Campbell Lee, as good as he is, his completion percentage below 50%, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions this year. Big night tonight. He'll go over 1,000 yards passing. Needs to pick up some here on 2nd and 10. Setting up the short pass. Has a man open on the flat. It's going to be a first down gainer. Braylon Alexander with his 3rd catch of the year.
That was an excellent pass that time by Campbell Lee. He hit his running back in stride, allowed him to catch the ball in motion and pick up positive yardage after the catch. Watch the tailback flare out to the right. Watch the throw right in front of him. Allows him to catch it and run, get downfield, pick up the first down.
Brian Peavy, one of the top defensive backs in the area, able to make that tackle. But after a gain of 11, so the Lions have some momentum, down 7-0. About 5 minutes into this game from George Stadium. Campbell Lee sends Alexander in motion. Jones with a nifty play to stay on his feet. Xavier Jones has some moves. Finally flipped by Bradley Boyd, the linebacker. What could have been really no gain whatsoever ends up as a nice result due to the shiftiness. Jones
averaging nearly 6.5 yards per carry. You see him out of the pistol formation, breaking a shoestring tackle at the 42, able to pick up an extra 10 yards on the play. Another first down for Spring.
5'10", 185-pound junior. Had some nifty runs. One was called back on that kickoff return, but he gives the Lions another first down. They're into Westfield territory for the first time tonight. And now Alexander is going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Michael Jackson again. He was the man that made the play on the 4th down to flip the field. He'll make another tackle for a loss.
Yeah, great play by Jackson. Just shooting the gap, coming through untouched. Drops him for a loss.
Big loss at that. 7-yard negative play, so it's 2nd and 17. See if Campbell Lee goes to the air. 2 receivers to his right. Has an open man. Completes his pass again. Able to locate Ronald Williams, his junior wide receiver. Like the way Campbell Lee stands in the pocket and identifies more than one target early in his progressions.
You know, if nothing else, he looks the part. Look at him, he's big, strong, in the pocket. Goes through his progressions, hits his receiver right on the money. Where he struggles is under pressure.
Paul LeBlanc made the tackle last year. He had 83 of those, so makes another one here in this game, and he brings up a 3rd and 4. Spring facing a manageable 3rd down. Campbell Lee. Someone lost his shoe. Campbell Lee does not get the first down. Maybe a half a yard of the play, if that.
He runs right into the teeth of that Westfield defense, led by number 11, Ed Oliver. So now another 4th down situation. They went for it on their first possession, did not convert. We'll see what they come up with here on their second possession. Looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field.
Tyreek Murray made that play. Benjamin Donahue, the right guard for the Lions, lost his shoe. He'll have time to put it back on with his timeout with under 5 minutes to go here in our first quarter.
It looks like they're going to wind the clock with no timeout. It's going to be 4th and 4. They'll leave the offense on the field.
So another 4th down try for the Lions. Campbell Lee able to locate Jones. He's got the first down inside the 35-yard line. Another short pass play to Xavier Jones.
And again, Jones one-on-one with the linebacker out in the flat. This time you'll see him flare out here to the left. Again, a nice soft touch by the quarterback on the throw. Gets a nice block, shield block up front by the wideout. Enough for to pick up the first down.
Xavier Wallace made that tackle, but not before the Lions moved the sticks. So they're on the move. trailing 7-0. Darius Campbell-Lee throwing on the run. Out of the reach of his intended target, Ronald Williams. There's a flag down in the area of holding.
A great decision by the quarterback, Lee, as he saw his receiver break free at the last moment. See him bring him in motion here as they fake the jet sweep. Steps up in the pocket, avoids the rush. Good job there, throws it back across his body. Receiver wide open in the middle of the field. He has to make that catch.
Penalty, though, marked off against the Spring Lions, and it is a hold, as you can see in the middle of the screen. Our referee tonight, Jim Beauchamp. So instead of taking the incomplete pass, the Lions will have 10 more yards marked off against them. It'll be 1st and 20. Westfield scored a touchdown on their second drive. Now the Lions trying to answer. Lee ducks out of a tackle, but he won't get away from the second. Ed Oliver, the defensive tackle, forces another negative play. That's at least 3 tonight for this Mustangs defense.
Well, this is what they do on the season. Tackles for loss, 26 tackles for loss on the season. That is their 13th sack of the season. So this is the defense, as we mentioned, they like to get after the quarterback, force these type of situations. 2nd and 25.
Bradley Damian, the left guard, may have gotten away with a hold. It didn't matter. The sack makes this a lengthy play, as you see in the bottom of your screen. As Ken mentioned, 2nd and 25. Almost back at midfield. Lions have to get to the 22 to pick up the first down. They'll get a couple of yards back from Braylon Alexander, but he's popped out of bounds at about the 41.
Well, as we mentioned, an excellent night for football. Game time temperature 78 degrees. Winds out of the east-southeast at about 7 to 10 miles per hour here this evening. But very comfortable as the fall weather starts to slowly creep into South Texas.
Going to feel a little more like mid-October. Lions want to stay on the field. They'll have to get 19 yards here on 3rd down. Campbell-Lee, shifty move to roll to his right to try and bide some time, and his throw is out of bounds. Intended for Daniel Gallagher. Gallagher had a step on Jeremy Edwards, but the throw led him too far, and it's 4th down, 4th and long.
Yeah, and again, the pressure coming from the outside. This time comes from the left-hand side of your screen. Number 16, Michael Price, putting the heat on, forces Campbell-Lee to throw it out of bounds. It'll be a punting situation for the Lions, trailing 7-zip.
Edison Mahama stand back at his 45 to punt. It's a high snap. Lucky he didn't get that one blocked. But this one's going to take a bounce at about the 5, and it'll be covered. Kind of a no man's land as far as the Mustangs were concerned. Jeremiah Smith will cover it. We'll step aside from the game for just a minute to look at our Tomball Ford keys to the game from Ken Moore.
Yeah, as you look at it here, for spring, they have to protect the football. Cannot afford turnovers. Very important that they catch the football out of the backfield. We've seen that so far. They have to stay focused. They cannot allow the bright lights to get to them here this evening. And on the other side of the football, for Westfield, set the tone early. They've already done that, an early 7-zip lead. The triple threat on offense. Triple T's, Tevon, one of the main guys. The offensive line must dominate as well. Open up those running lanes like we see right now.
Latavius Downs crashes off the left side of the line and picks up about 8 yards on a 1st down play.
We talk about those triple T's, the triple threat for Westfield. Tavon Lewis, the wide out. Devon Thompson, one of the wide receivers, and Tisdale in the backfield. All 3 of those players very explosive offensively.
Downs averages more than 7.5 a carry that time, picked up 9. And the Mustangs able to pick up a few more yards for 1st down. That carry belonged to Downs. Back-to-back opportunities. And it moves the sticks against this spring defense.
And again, this is a Westfield team, they like to pound it on the ground. They use the run to set up the pass. They average 240 yards per game on the ground, 155 through the air.
So for the third time in a row, Downs will pick up a few yards off the left side of the line. This time the Lions defense able to string out that play for kind of a short game. We'll see it again.
Yeah, and Downs on the season, 346 yards on the ground, averages over 8 yards per carry. Good pursuit that time by the Lion defense. Still picks up a nice gain on first down.
Chris Jones, the senior defensive lineman, first man there. Downs up across the 30 to about the 33. Coach Corby Meekins has built quite a dynasty here in Westfield. This is 10th season. Last year, this Mustangs team, they went 12-1, 8-0 in district play. It was their third perfect regular season. They're trying to do that again. This would be a bigger accomplishment, Ken, considering how many starters they lost last year and how many new guys have had to step up this season.
Yes, one of those reload instead of rebuild type programs out here in the North Houston area. Oh, what
Quarterback
a move.
keeper. Nifty move right up the gut to about the 39 from Cortland Greenwood.
Yeah, you saw the A blitz come from Spring that time. Watch the blitz come right up the middle. They pick it up excellently. Good juke move. You don't see too many juke moves in the middle of the field, but an excellent move that time by the quarterback Greenwood as he picks up about 6 on the carry, 2nd and 4.
I wonder if that's William Didon on crutches. Meanwhile, Downs steps out of a tackle at the 43 and dives across the 45, and on a short 2nd and 4, he'll move the sticks again for the Mustangs. And Ken, I want to watch this line up front for Westfield. A couple of times in this drive, we've seen green shirts on the ground, and Marcus Oliver, he's the left tackle. He's going to the University of Houston, 2nd-team All-State performer last year. The left guard, Adrian Parker, a first-team All-State player. Meanwhile, the right guard, the right tackle, huge prospects to play at the collegiate level.
And that's what we talked about, one of our tone ball forward keys of the game, that offensive line must dominate, and they have been dominating so far on this third series for the Mustangs.
See Downs again diving into Lions territory. He'll be shy of the first down by a couple of yards. The right guard I mentioned, though, Cordell Iwagwu. Toby Weathersby is the right tackle. They tried the right side of the line, and what a surge by Downs, the way he sprints through for those first couple of yards on the carry.
Yeah, you saw those excellent seal blocks that time, especially by Weathersby, sealing off that inside backer, not allowing him to get to the pursuit of the running back.
Not this time, though, for Downs. He's chopped down shy of the first down. Frederick Woods, a talented senior safety, up to make the play, and he'll bring up 3rd and short.
That may be the last play of the first period if we tick down under 5 seconds. And again, just a little option run to the left side with good pursuit by that Lion defense.
That will bring us to the end of our first quarter. The Mustangs have the lone touchdown. They scored on their 2nd drive. Meanwhile, they're on the move. We'll come back to George Stadium for our 2nd quarter on the Legacy Sports Network Game of the Week.
Time waits for no one. And those who look only to the past are never underestimate our ability, because after all, we are Texans.
Better double check that, my friend.
Don't think we don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's not it. You're that State Farm discount double check guy.
Discount double check. Thanks to the hundreds you saved us, we could upgrade the grill class.
Grill class?
Your tongs are in your seat back.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Mustangs fans are out in full force here at George Stadium. It's a 3rd and short. And it's going to be more than a big gain here. Raekwon Jones off to the races. There's a marker down. Jones is in the end zone if it stands. We'll see if this is a touchdown from 46 yards or whether this play's coming back. And one of those big linemen is down. Marcus Oliver, the Houston Cougar commit, down in the play.
It's going to be an offside against Spring, so the touchdown will stand. But of greater concern right now, as you mentioned, Oliver down back near midfield, but just a simple off-tackle play to the right, and it goes to the house. Raekwon Jones.
Kenny's had 11 carries coming into this game with 4 touchdowns. His average was almost 14 yards a carry. He runs off 46 for a score, putting the Mustangs up 13-0.
Yeah, and he's just a junior. He's one of those change of pace backs, and when he gets into the ball game, he makes it happen. And as you mentioned, he has a very good touchdown per carry average. So that would be his 5th touchdown on 12 carries, almost 50%.
Oh, I like that.
He has a better touchdown per carry average than some quarterbacks have passing percentages.
And Cotto just knocked the extra point halfway to the Woodlands. It's 14-0. Mustangs with a lead just 9 seconds into our second quarter here from Spring. We'll take a break on the Legacy Sports Network.
It's time to go back in time, share in the merriment of hundreds of live performances, the taste of over 1,000 foods, and the fun of dozens of games and rides. And be sure to enjoy special savings opening weekend, October 12th and 13th. Brought to you by DeMontron Coca-Cola. Huzzah!
Brett Dolan, Ken Moore, back here in Spring. First 2 scores belong to the Westfield Mustangs.
Well, that was a 90-yard drive, took 3:21 off the clock, 46-yard touchdown run, Dejon Jones. Westfield on top, 14-zip, 11:51 to go here in the second.
This one's going to bounce through the back of the end zone off the strong right leg of Ramon Cotto. No chance for Aaron Robinson, number 2, to make a play. And the Lions will have it 1st and 10.
Well, this is a situation that Spring did not want to get into, where you're down early in this ball game. You allow that Mustang defense to start peeling back its ears, coming after the quarterback. You have to continue to stay the course. You've been very successful so far with the little flares out of the backfield to the tailback. Get them in open space. Try to exploit this Westfield defense, then maybe take a deep shot downfield for a quick strike.
So the Lions will not huddle up, but in no hurry to snap. 1st and 10 from their 25. Xavier Jones almost had the ball ripped out as he took the handoff from Tyreek Murray. Another play from the defensive tackle. You go back to this matchup last year, Ken. It was a game won by Westfield 55-35. If that sounds like a high-scoring game, try this on for size. Emmett Raleigh for the Mustangs had 31 carries, 289 yards, 7 touchdowns in the game.
It sounds like a Peyton Manning passing game.
Yes, it does. That pass is incomplete, intended for James Haley, but it'll bring up 3rd down. Of course, Darius Campbell-Lee, and we've talked about his throwing tonight. Last year, he rushed for almost 200 yards. He had 3 touchdowns rushing, so he made some plays, but right now he's trying to make some plays to give his team a boost.
Well, you saw a drop there. There's another key that we talked about in our keys to the game. They have to catch the football. When your quarterback is struggling, as he has been percentage-wise, a lot of that has to be attributed to the receivers not holding on to the football. Case in point, now you're facing a 3rd and 8 situation. If he catches that 5-yard pass, you're looking at a 3rd and 3 and a totally different situation for the coaching staff.
Yeah, much different play call. Meanwhile, Ed Oliver called his name a few times tonight. He limped off to the Westfield sideline, so let's see what happens here on 3rd and 8. Campbell-Lee tries to step up into the pocket, and he's going to go down. Dropped and sacked It was Michael Jackson. That's his third tackle for a loss in this game.
Yeah, and that's their second sack tonight to add to their season total, now making it 14 on the season. And again, he has some time, but the pocket collapses, nowhere to go downfield.
You didn't react to my Thriller reference earlier. Did I say beat it on Michael Jackson?
Oh, we all love a little Mike. We all love a little Mike in our life.
Mahama, another line drive kick. It's going to bounce out of bounds right around the 41-yard line, and the Mustangs will have it back.
Mustangs will take over 1st and 10.
This is a very important defensive series now for spring. They have to make something happen defensively. They cannot afford to go down 3 touchdowns early on in this ball game. They have to find a way to try to stop this running game of Westfield, force them into some throws.
This Mustangs team came into this year with just 6 returning starters off the 12-1 season last year. But a win tonight would improve them to 6-0, 4-0 in district play here in 13-5A. Going for the home run ball here. That's Lewis. The pass is beyond his reach. So Greenwood tried to dial up a long one. Looks like the coverage was provided by Isaiah Banks, the senior corner. Good look at Cortland Greenwood getting the start tonight. Coming into this game, just 4 of 7 through the air with 2 picks, 1 touchdown. But remember, here was a man that played in 4 games last year, including the playoffs. They were defeated by Dallas Skyline 38-33 in the Region 2 semis.
Oh, boy.
Talking about stepping out of a tackle. Tisdale able to get some positive yards after what looked to be a loss, and he's going to end up taking the football right at midfield.
Yeah, that's a tackle you have to make in the backfield. You don't get many opportunities to make a big play. There's an opportunity that slips right through the big paws of Powell Love II as he allows the tailback to slip out of his grasp, pick up some positive yardage. So instead of a 3rd and long, you're looking at a 3rd and 1.
Big difference. Isaiah Banks again made that stop, but after a gain of 9. This was the formation which resulted in a touchdown in the previous play. It's where Raekwon Jones took it 46 yards. Much shorter gain here, but productive. He'll pick up 3 or 4 and move the sticks.
Yeah, no touchdown, but he picks up the 1st down. As again, he just goes over that right side, pick up positive yardage. He'll come off. They'll bring this offensive unit back on the field for this 1st down play as they cross midfield. As we go under 9.5 minutes to go here. 1st half, 13-5A, big ball game out here tonight, particularly for spring. 1-3 in district play. If they can pull the upset here this evening, they get right back into the mix.
Tisdale again, he lost the football, but he landed on it. A Westfield team that had fumbled 11 times, losing 8 this year. That time, though, Tisdale will fall on his own bobble.
Yeah, flag comes flying in from the back judge. It's usually in the area of holding. Again, Tisdale, zone read. They'll back him up 10 yards, so it'll be 1st and, it would be a spot foul, so they'll mark it from the 44. So it'll be 1st and about 16 after they mark off the penalty.
Speak of 13-5A in the district, last night Atascocita had a 41-yard field goal as time expired for a 31-29 win over Klein Oaks. So they had some dramatics in this district on a Thursday night. Here it's 14-0 Westfield. Another nice run from Latavius Downs as he's back into spring territory. Knocked down to about the 46. We'll see it again here.
Yeah, again, just a jet sweep left to right. And he just goes flying over a couple of defenders. Picks up a nice gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9. And talk about a special night last night in Texas up in Laredo. Wide out Mark Lazoya, receiver, hauled in 17 passes, 454 yards, 6 touchdowns, and a 63-35 win, W-I-N-N, that according to TexasHighSchoolFootball.com.
Greenwood's going down here.
And according to the National Football High School National Record Book, the standard for yards receiving in the game was 456. Missed the record by 2 yards. You catch 454 yards in receptions and missed the record by 2 yards. The interesting fact about that, for Lazoya, he went into the ball game with only 25 catches the entire year for 469 yards. He gets 454 in one game. That's up in Laredo.
Didn't win, and he came up 2 yards shy. Paul Love made a big play defensively on the previous opportunity. There's a throw for the tight end, Austin Opera was covered tightly inside the 15, and that pass fell incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and let's see this again. Let's watch the coverage on the Westfield tight end.
Yeah, he had time in the pocket, and again, he just cranks it up and goes deep. That was good coverage downfield.
Willie Sykes Jr.
So a good defensive stand for Spring. They force a punting situation. Helped out by the holding penalty against Westfield. Now they need to come up with a big play on special teams, try to get themselves some good field position.
Ramon Cotto's got a big leg. He'll tie it to another one. Boy, it looks like Reggie Roby here. He's going to knock this one right at the goal line. That ball was in the air, 60 yards, and then it took another 30, 40 yards of a bounce through the back of the end zone.
Well, he averages more than 44 yards per kick on the season. So that is not a fluke.
Yeah, you look at that average coming in. It's one of those you double check. It just doesn't look right at times. He's shown us it's no fluke. He's for real.
Yeah, he has a long of 54 on the season. He has one inside the 20, so maybe needs a little bit better placement. You know, you want to try to get that backward spin, try to start working on that as he progresses through his punting career. But he definitely has the leg that may have some college coaches looking at him pretty soon.
Well, I bet. So the Lions have the football back. They were able to get a stand.
There's a flag coming in the secondary. Play clock was not a factor as it was only
men
at
on the
10.
field, it looks like, on the defense.
We're going to have a little counting session here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
They were counting them up, apparently.
8, 9.
It's 11. Wave
it's
off
11.
the flag.
They're going to wave it off.
The Lions just feel like there's 12 men on the field the way this defense is played. Campbell Lee.
Nice grab. Beautiful catch.
Outstanding effort by James Haley. His 18th catch of the season. The big frame, 6'2" wide receiver, and what hands.
Yeah, that's the type of production you need from your wideouts. You need them to make a catch for you. Good grab, 10 yards, 1st down.
See if that gives the Lions some momentum. Lead to the near side. This pass was intended for Williams again. He's able to make the catch, maybe get a couple of yards on the play. But down immediately. Brian Peavy credited with a tackle there on the defense. Peavy last week had a fumble return for a touchdown against Klein Collins. Made a big play, put his team up by 7 points.
Got trips up high. We'll see if they maybe do a screen pass, but no, they're going to do a quarterback keeper.
Campbell Lee will fight to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe about a half a yard shy of the original line. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
And you look at the team comparisons here so far. As you look at the offensive stats, yardage nearly equals Spring, 2,391 yards, Westfield 2,099. The difference on defense, that Westfield defense very stingy in the bottom right corner, only giving up 1,182 yards so far this season in 5 games.
Screen pass on 3rd down falls incomplete off Xavier Jones. He knew he should have been able to make that catch. Whether he was going to have enough room for the first down, well, that's debatable, but the incompletion makes it 4th down.
Yeah, and that was kind of a lackluster possession there by Spring, and that's one of the things we talked about. They have to stay focused. They have to stay mentally involved in this football game. That was not a good offensive set. They had the good first down play on the slant pattern, but after that, 3 plays that did not go anywhere. Now they have to punt it right back to the Mustangs.
Edison Mahama, a left-footed putter, barely gets one over the heads of the defender. It'll be fielded on a bounce by Brian Peavy. Peavy slips out of a tackle.
He's gone.
He's gone. Peavy down the sidelines. He's going to take it 60+ for the Westfield Special Teams touchdown. Just got done talking about Peavy a couple of weeks ago. A fumble return for a TD against Klein. This time he takes one back off the punt return.
Yeah, unofficially 66 yards on the return. And as you mentioned, a low line drive kick did not allow the defenders to get downfield and cover that punt.
Boy, he gets upfield, Ken. I just love the way he moves forward.
He's just gone. Once he gets to the outside, he's going to get a good block right there, and it's off to the races, and no one's going to get him to the house. 66 yards on a score.
It looked like the punter had a shot at him. There's a block, but I think that's got to be offsides. That's got to be an unabated. Meanwhile, it'll be covered by Aaron Robinson, but I think there's a reason he got there. I think he was a full step into the backfield before that football was snapped. Not sure if we've got that replay or not, but you can see the offsides marked off. It's a bit disconcerting for the kicker when you see that guy flying at you and you realize, wait a minute, he shouldn't be here in my lap right now.
Yeah, we're going to see. It looks like it's going to be a mark-off against Spring, so they're going to retry the extra point.
The band is lined up behind the goal post. We may have to follow this kick because with the leg of Cotto, he might send this one into a tuba.
They just struck up the band a minute ago, so.
A little shorter one this time, and it'll land shy of the band, but it'll be right through the uprights. It's 21-0. Westfield with the lead. 5:47 to play in our second quarter from George Stadium in Spring.
Here's a crazy idea. What if your bank actually paid you for using your debit card? Let's say 10 cents for every $10 or more debit card purchase. How amazing would that be? We call it Cashback Counts Checking from Community Bank. A free debit card that pays you to use it. Even he's smiling at that. Swipe all you can from your bank. Community Bank of Texas. Bank where you live.
Again, a tough sequence of events for the Lions. They got the football back. They went 3 and out, forced a punt. Westfield took it 60. Courtesy of Peavy on the return. So instead of cutting into that 14-0 deficit, now they're down 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, once again, you know, here you're midway through the second period. You're down by 21 points. But again, you have to stay with your game plan. You cannot deviate and start putting the football in the air consistently. You have to try to make sure you're running your pass game to try to keep this Westfield defense off balance.
See that kick sail through the end zone. A flag was down. I thought it circled inside that pylon for a touchback, but the flag was dropped, and see the officials conferring.
This is a Spring team. Last week they had a 17-7 lead against Atascocita. But they gave up 3 touchdowns in the second half to lose that ball game 28-17. It's been a tough go so far for the Lions out here in 13-5A after their opening district win.
Lions will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Penalty is going to be marked off here against Westfield.
Correction, 30-yard line.
They put the football at the 30. So 5 extra yards for the Lions. Down 21-0. So Darius Campbell-Lee Been able to operate the short passing game so far tonight. This time he'll hand it off to Xavier Jones, and he just ran into a wall of tacklers, including Bradley Boyd, one of the linebackers, first men there for the Mustangs. Michael Jackson also involved in the play. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, again, they have to be more successful on 1st and 2nd down to try to put some balance into their offense. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10 will result in a very, very long night here at George Stadium for spring.
The end around will result in maybe a yard or two, but running room has been tough to come by. Dacron Dearden, junior, able to get a couple of yards, maybe a yard and a half. It'll be 3rd and long. Boyd with another tackle for the Mustangs.
And you look at spring so far this season, undefeated as we mentioned. They opened the season with a 58-zip shutout against Aldine. Followed that up with a 42-13 victory over Houston Memorial out at Tully Stadium.
Shovel pass underneath the Braylon Alexander. He's near the marker, and that second surge will push him across the 40 and should be able to move the sticks for spring.
Good job by Alexander that time. The second effort got him the first down. That's exactly what they needed. That'll move the sticks, keep the defense on the sideline, give them a moment to catch their breath, as well as the special teams, and keep this drive alive.
Wasn't there a Braylon Alexander back in the day for the Michigan Wolverines?
I'm thinking Braylon Edwards.
Could be.
Braylon Edwards played for the Jets also, I believe.
Right.
Yep. There may have been an Alexander.
Meanwhile, Spring trying to march down the field, and that was a pass just a little bit too tall for Jones in the left flat.
And again, we've seen some of those passes on target. We've seen some of those passes go over the running back's head. But those are easy just pitch and catches. Those are like long handoffs. You have to convert those 99% of the time. If he catches that football, he doesn't get big yardage, but he picks up 4 or 5 yards. You have a 2nd and 5 compared to a 2nd and 10.
Is that a footwork issue? Is that just putting too much mustard on the pass?
It's not staying focused as a quarterback. Look at that. That's a sidearm throw, and then that time you have the receiver not paying attention, catching the football. Just the little details that Spring is missing. That time it was a sidearm throw. No reason to throw sidearm in that situation. Watch him come out of the pocket.
Especially without the pressure, right?
Yeah, sidearm. Why are you throwing it sidearm? Receiver, head turned upfield. Watch the football all the way in, catch it, and then go. Simple things that is keeping Spring from being successful right now.
I mean, obviously Spring wants to get some points, down 21-0. They also want to keep Westfield off the field, or at least keep their offense on the sideline. Try and move the sticks here. Going downfield, that pass was thrown behind Daniel Gallagher. It'll be 4th down.
So now you have a 3 and out. Westfield will get the football back, 3:47 to go. They have another opportunity to put points on the board before halftime. But 2 of those 3 plays were easy pitch and catches to the tailbacks. 1, the quarterback fault. 2nd, the tailback's fault.
Wonder if Muhammad might try and kick the ball more to the sidelines. His kick barely clears the head of the lineman. He's going to try it again, another low line drive, and this one's going to take a big bounce. It's going to get about 25 yards and maybe even a fumble. Nope, it'll be covered inside the 10, so that time the low trajectory ended up as an extra 25 yards and will pin the Mustangs deep.
Well, if you're Jeremiah Smith, you want to stay away from that football. You don't need to go sliding down trying to recover the football. Just let it bounce, and let Spring down the football. That was an opportunity there where you turn that football over, Spring recovers. They're inside the 20-yard line. They got excellent field position to get back into the football game. But nevertheless, the Mustangs avert disaster. They will start over 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line.
Ken, really an important sequence for the Spring defense. I mean, they do not want to see the Mustangs start to move the football. A great chance to get a 3 and out and get the ball back with good field position. It's Tisdale. Beg your pardon, that's Downs. Downs steps out of a tackle. There's a marker down, and Downs is down. But the marker may trump the nice run from Latavius Downs. that ended up being marked inside the Spring 40-yard line.
There was an opportunity for your inner Gus Johnson. down the sideline.
I saw that penalty marker flying out of the corner of my eye, and I didn't want to get too excited. I felt like that one might be coming back.
And it is.
Going to referee tonight, Jim Beauchamp. 21-0. Westfield with the advantage. They've had a long run on 4th down for a touchdown, a punt return of 66 yards. Cortland Greenwood scored the first, a nifty run from about 9. Playing for William Didon tonight. See the football being marked back at about the 7.
So make it first and about 13. Big situation here for Spring. If they can rise up, force a turnover here, they need a big play.
Full house backfield. Raekwon Jones carries across the 10 to about the 11.
The OT formation, if you will. Wow. A little throwback to the 70s that time.
Got to tell you about a formation I had last week in a college game on CSN, a D2 game in Wichita Falls. A&M Kingsville, they've turned out great guys like John Randall and Darrell Green. They had a 410-pound lineman. He lined up in the short formation as a fullback and pushed his quarterback into the end zone. And he could push.
Wow.
If your car ever breaks down on the side of the road, you want that guy helping you push it off to the side as Raekwon Jones fights for some extra yards across the 15 to about the 16.
Now the question would be, how does his quarterback's back feel after that 410 pounds of weight pushing him right in the kidney?
Like a mosquito into your windshield is what it felt like.
Yeah, he might have needed a little massage therapy after that.
I believe it was Michael Jackson who was providing the lead block in that previous situation. Or Ed Oliver, I beg your pardon. What a punch. This was a Westfield team that ran for 390 yards, though, last week. Third and 5 as we're inside 2 minutes to go in our second quarter. There's some miscommunication. That play's going nowhere. Mustangs tackled themselves.
Yeah, you mentioned last week they only had 4 receptions in that ball game against Atascocita. They ran the ball 48 times for those 390 yards.
You see the forearm shiver from Ed Oliver? That's a defensive lineman. He's hitting people. He's hitting his own quarterback. Let's see that one again if we can, because Oliver came off and knocked his own man down. Our game brought to you by Metter Staffing Services.
Once again, we'd like to thank many of our
Appreciate all of our sponsors that make these games broadcasts possible on the Legacy Sports Network. And here's this play again. Watch Ed Oliver. Watch him just take Greenwood.
Whoops.
Not
Sorry
funny if you're Greenwood.
Sorry about that, partner. My bad. All right, so we got 1:44 to go here, first half. Spring will get the football back in presumably good field position.
We also want to welcome Minchie's Frozen Yogurt to the neighborhood. Minchie's is located at the H-E-B Shopping Center at the intersection of Spring Cypress and 29th.
So it doesn't hurt to spend a timeout. Try and get the ball back with good field position, as you mentioned.
Last point, punt. Sail 50 yards into the end zone. He'll be kicking out of his own end zone, or at least he'll line up at around the 1. We'll see if Spring will come after him or if they'll set up the return.
Sykes and Woods back to return the kick. It's another high, booming kick. Fair catch is called for at the 31 by Sykes. Our official got drilled at about the 30. Had Sykes not caught that football, it may have bounced into the end zone. That may have been about an 85-yard punt.
Yeah, 54-yard punt. 0 on the return. It's a roughing, roughing the kicker against Spring. There's a fair catch on that end. But on the other end is where the roughing the kicker, there's roughing the referee. right there at the bottom of the field.
A lot of roughing on that last play.
That was not called. And that's going to be a 15-yard. No, it's only going to be the 5-yard variety, so they're going to decline the penalty, will Westfield. So Spring will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36 with 1:37 to go before halftime.
So the Mustangs defense back on the field. Ramon Cotto might be one of the better Division I prospects I've seen this year as a kicker or punter. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's tremendous.
At their 35-yard line.
Again, the only thing he needs to work on is pinning the opponents deep, starting to work on those angles, maybe a little reverse spin action. He only has one inside the 20, but he's great at situations like that when he punts out of bad field position into good field position.
Darius Campbell-Lee able to complete his pass to Daniel Gallagher. He's had more than 20 catches now this season. He had to reach back for that football, but made the play.
Great grab that time by Gallagher.
Enough yardage for a Lions first down.
So just shy of midfield. We're inside a minute and a half to go in our first half. 3-touchdown lead for the Mustangs. Ball lobbed to the flats, and it's caught.
Got to get out of bounds.
Braylon Alexander chopped down at about the 42.
Unless you're going to pick up the first down, you have to get out of bounds on that play. Now you cost your team valuable seconds.
Especially for a team that likes the intermediate passing game and hasn't been able to really put it up deep tonight. You're just running out of time to move the football down the field. Trips to the left here. 4 receivers, no tight end in the formation. The throw will come to the near side. Catch was made, and that'll carry the football down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Jawan Hill coming up with the grab, his first reception of the ball game. Just a little inside curl route, nearly splits the defenders and takes it to the house. Touchdown saving tackle. Free play here. Oh, boy. He had a free play to Campbell-Lee, excuse me.
And he had James Haley on a post pattern at about the 10.
He did. Again, recognition as the quarterback. You see the flag come out, you know the defense is offside, you take that shot downfield.
So there's the offsides, but a few more seconds ticked away. Really, Campbell-Lee almost kind of gave up on this play. So it's 1st and 5, but time is the bigger issue now for Spring.
Under pressure.
Lee being chased. Another marker down, and Lee will fire the football at the feet of a couple of Mustangs. Flags have started to be a regular occurrence in this game.
Bringing the heat was Christopher Whitaker, the defensive lineman, coming from the left side. Watch Whitaker, 33, coming from the top of the screen, and he's just grabbed and held. Yeah, it's better than getting your quarterback killed, but that's a 10-yard penalty. And this is something that Westfield specializes in, as we talked about. 12 sacks coming into this ball game. Also 19 quarterback hurries coming into this ball game as well. That's what's helped lead to 6 interceptions by their defense.
What do you do, Ken, here? Do you go for the deep ball?
Absolutely, yeah. You got 29 seconds to go. You can go for a deep intermediate route, but you need to pick up something that's going to at least give you the first down. Otherwise, you need to work the sidelines.
Even a field goal attempt, it'd be kicking into a short breeze here, so you might as well try and get some points and more of the touchdown variety.
Here's Whitaker again.
Campbell-Lee will just take it to the sideline and steps out at about the 34. 21 seconds to go in the half.
Forced out of bounds by number 11, Ed Oliver.
Ed Oliver on the pursuit again. Whether he's knocking down his own quarterback in the backfield or whether he's chasing the opposing quarterback, he's been busy this evening.
Now you got to worry about your receivers getting winded as they're running these go routes, 30 and 40-yard sprints down the field, and they have to hustle back to line up again. So eventually they get a little bit winded.
It's 2nd and 14, maybe time for 3 plays or so. Campbell-Lee being chased again. His pass, I believe, is going to be out of bounds. It is, intended for Alexander. just ran out of room. He was defended closely by Bradley Boyd. Those linebackers for Westfield have been good in coverage tonight.
Yeah, this is a situation where the defensive line they're just eating this offensive line up right now. They know that they have to throw the football. This is something they specialize in, as we see Spring takes a timeout to discuss this 3rd and 14 situation. But right now, they're really at the mercy of this Mustang defense.
You only have until this coming Tuesday to get $20 off your
That was our storyline early, the way this Westfield defense can really disrupt things and force pressure and the quick throws. Really just, again, take offenses out of their entire rhythm. It's lived up to the billing.
What you might dial up here is a little screen pass. You see the defensive lineman, the linebackers over pursuing. If you can hit them with a quick screen, execute it perfectly, you may be able to pick up some good yardage after the catch. We'll see what the coaching staff dials up here on 3rd and 14.
13 seconds to go in the half. Braylon Alexander will be in the backfield with Darius Campbell-Lee. He's really not been able to set up and throw without pressure the entire night. Here we go, 3rd and 14. Taking a shot at the end zone. What a catch! Touchdown! James Haley! 35 yards from Darius Campbell-Lee.
Let's take a look at it here. Just a 3-step drop. He got good protection that time, Brett, and he hits his receiver right on the money on the post pattern to the end zone. Haley for 6. They'll go into the end zone on the scoreboard.
4th touchdown this year for Haley. Mahama's extra points is true. That changes the complexion of this game. The Westfield defense so good for so long this half. They give up the big play, just 7 seconds to go, and this is worth one more look.
Yeah, you see him, just a quick step drop. He steps into the throw. That's very important. Put some air under it, lets his receiver go get it. Excellent, excellent play.
8th touchdown pass for Darius Campbell-Lee. You see the celebration from Haley, and why not? Outstanding efforts. So it's a 21-7 game. The Mustangs just 7 seconds left to go here in our 2nd quarter.
And they will get the football coming out of halftime. So now you have an opportunity, as long as you don't give up a big return here. And trust me, Westfield, they have some players on special teams that can make a big return. I wouldn't even be opposed to just kicking it out of bounds at this point, because you don't want to allow any type of opportunity for Westfield to run this one back. But if you're Spring, you go in down 21-7, you get the football first in the 3rd period, have an opportunity to get right back into this football game before the Westfield offense can touch the football again.
Gives you hope if you're the Lions.
Absolutely. It's like going to see the Wizard. You always want a little hope, you know.
Ibar Ramirez will kick off. He's the field goal kicker, and he kicks off while Mahama, it's a chance on the extra points. Brian Peavy was the man that had the punt return for the touchdown. He stands back at his 10. See if he gets a chance here. He will not. Taken by one of the up men. Believe that's Jeremiah Smith, and he's covered at about the 32, and that'll bring us to the end of our first half. So they chewed up the remaining 7 seconds. The Mustangs will not have time for one more play. Pretty good first half, dominated at times by Westfield, but it's the Lions of Spring with the late score to get some momentum. 21-7 Mustangs at the half on the Legacy Sports Network.
If you're looking for the best selection of crawfish on this side of Louisiana, the Louisiana Crawfish Hut is the place to go. Our seafood selection will make you go home completely satisfied with our dishes, such as our oyster louie and hut platter, not to mention desserts that will cure your sweet tooth craving. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut offers any type of atmosphere you're looking for, whether day or night, 7 days a week with the best service you will find around. Come in and watch your favorite team on any of our 16 TVs. The Louisiana Carvage Hut, located off Highway 90 in Crosby, offering the best that Louisiana has to offer here in Texas.
Technical difficulty settled. After the game, they will perform. Thank you.
Back at Spring, I'm Brett Dolan with Ken Morgan. Great to have you with us tonight. It's a 21-7 Westfield lead at the half. Their defense has been as advertised. Very impressive in this game.
Yeah, they had a shutout going for the first 23 minutes or so of this first half. As we mentioned, tremendous pressure on the quarterback, a couple of more sacks to add to their total of 12 that they had coming into the season. Pressuring the quarterback as well. Total domination for the first 23 minutes.
Including a punt return that went 66 yards, so that was one of the big plays. But the Lions able to gain some momentum there at the end of the second quarter just when they needed it most, and what a big play indeed.
Yeah, Campbell Lee going up top to Haley with 7 seconds remaining in the half. That would get them back into this ball game. Excellent protection on the play, as we'll see it rolling here. They bring him in motion. They fake the inside handoff. See Campbell Lee, excellent protection. Goes up top to Haley. His second touchdown of the year. Excellent grab. So now Spring goes into the locker room with some momentum, down 21-7. The good thing about that, they get the football to begin this third period, this second half. If they can put some more points on the board right out of the locker room, we may have a heck of a ball game going down the stretch.
You see the Lions come back on the field. Sometimes it's about making plays, and boy, Haley and Lee made one there, and again, when the Lions needed it most, because they were starting to malfunction a bit on those short passes, and then they went up top, and that great catch gave them a lot of momentum, and again, something to take into that locker room.
Yeah, absolutely, and you saw a lot in that first half. A lot of inconsistency on the offensive side by the Lions. A lot of that caused by that Mustang defense on the opposite side, putting pressure on the quarterback. But the good thing for Spring, no turnovers in that first half. They were able to protect the football. They did give up the one big play on special teams. They have to clean that up here in the second half, and they need to come back with a big play of themselves, either defensively or on the special team side themselves.
There's your team comparison, and we referenced this earlier today. You see the total yards for the Mustangs, but of course the Lions have a few more. But there you look at what the defenses have done, basically half the yards allowed by Westfield as Spring.
Yeah, and also if you look at the points allowed up in that top right-hand corner, Westfield only allowed 65 points so far this season. When you look at Spring, they've allowed 204 points. So there you see the big disparity between these two teams on the defensive side of the ball.
Ramon Cota will kick off. He's impressed us tonight with his place kicking and his punting. Aaron Robinson stands back at his goal line, hoping for a chance to return. It'll be Robinson from the goal line. Across the 20, and he is dropped. Nice open field tackle made by Xavier Wallace.
It was a big tackle by Wallace. If Wallace doesn't get him, he has a lot of green turf to that far sideline to run down. But again, there's a flag on the play to begin this third period, and that's not good news if you're a Spring Lion fan.
Ken, why does it matter whether it's high school or college? Teams just simply cannot have a special teams play a kickoff without a penalty.
I think it's players, they want to make a play. Usually your special teams players generally are not your starters. They're on the field, they're out there trying to make a play. 80% of the time you're out of position to really make a good block, but since it's really one of those rare opportunities that they're on the field, they feel the need just to hit someone, even if it's
illegal?
Illegal, yes, thank you very much. You know, it's like that 16-year-old driving a car. You just can't trust them, you know.
You sold me. Short pass to Xavier Jones. Stumbled but stayed on his feet. Xavier Jones, much as he did early in the first half, making some plays all the way up to the 34-yard line.
Well, that's what they need, the catch and run out of the backfield. We've seen that play executed well at times, not so well at other times. This time he's able to take it out across the 35-yard line, 28-yard catch and run, first down.
It's a lineman down and back inside the 10, and that's why the Lions, you see them taking a knee on the field, hoping that their teammate's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen that walking cone?
Just 2 plays into our second half, and there's a man down.
Frozen yogurt at the HEB Shopping Center.
15 seconds in. Good crowd out here tonight. As we mentioned, District 13 5A.
All those flavors.
We talk about this district. Kingwood undefeated so far, as well as Westfield at the top of the standings. As coming off the field, big number 70 for Spring. That's going to be Matthew Dickerson. Height only 5'10", but his weight is 265. He packs a powerful punch. He's coming off under his own power. Look like he's going to be okay. They've just gotten the wind knocked out of him. But a huge game here this evening for Spring, as they are 1-3 in district play, and they're trying to get back into the race.
Kingwood, they've been impressive. Westfield and Klein Oak with a loss last night, 3-2. Atascocita with the win, 3-1. Good football played in this district. Quick pass to Jones again. Get it to Xavier Jones. He's across the 40, popped out around the 42. He's shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, just trying to get Jones out in space. Let him make some plays with his legs. Again, it's a little simple pitch and catch. Long handoff, if you will. Picks up positive yardage. 2nd down and short.
Brian Peavy made the tackle. Here's a pass to Durden. It'll be 3rd down now.
Again, easy play. Just got to catch it and run.
Easy play, but Dacron Durden couldn't make the catch. So the Lions want to stay in the field. They'll need to make a play here. Same pass, but this time to Xavier Jones again. He's hammered hard, but he's across the 45. Should have the first down by maybe half a football, but he took a pretty good shot.
Yeah, they're starting to tee off on the young fella. Small in stature. He's a tough kid. He's going to come out now, take a breather. Durden will replace him, the junior.
That play was enough for a Lions first down.
Just enough for a first down.
A couple of first downs on this drive. After the penalty on the kickoff, drive began back at the own 8-yard line. They've moved it out now to the 45-yard line. Good field position. Lion offense clicking so far.
2 receivers each side, but it's an inside handoff to Alexander. Boy, pinballing between tacklers. Finally thrown down, but another nice gain. There in the defense was Xavier Wallace. What a run. We're going to see this one again.
Yeah, Alexander averaging over 11 yards per carry on the season, and you see why. Eluding tacklers inside the box. Nice game.
He'll get another carry, and this time he was popped at the 40. Hit hard.
Yeah, you got to get those shoulders square, young fella. You don't want to take a lick to the chops like that.
Ed Oliver again. That's a big man as a defensive tackle. We've seen him operate as a fullback in a few sequences offensively.
Yeah, and Oliver just a sophomore. So he's going to be around for the next couple of years, raising havoc out in 13-5A. 2nd and long now, 2nd and 8.
Well, he's going to have a lot of college recruiters watching his progression in these next couple of years. Xavier Jones, short pass. He was actually propelled backwards after that tackle. Looks like Jeremy Edwards was one of the 2 Mustangs there. Bradley Boyd the other.
Yeah, I give credit to these wide receivers outside blocking for Jones. Durden that time getting a good block up top. Able to let him pick up a couple of yards after the catch. It's going to be 3rd down, about 6.
Been pretty simple offensively here in this drive. Just these wide receiver screens. There's another, but it was thrown behind Alexander. He didn't step out of bounds, so he's able to get a few more yards. He'll be shy of the first down. Marked out right at the 35.
Now that play caused by the defensive end, forcing the quarterback to throw that football behind the receiver. That stopped his momentum going forward. Now it's going to be another 4th down for Spring so far in the ball game, 0 for 2 on 4th down conversion opportunities.
Need 4 yards here.
Oh, boy.
Pass was dropped by Durden. He's dropped a couple in this drive, and that'll turn it over on downs.
Durden might need to take those gloves off. Oh, man. If you're not going to catch with the gloves, take them off. They look good for show, but if you aren't getting the results, put them on the bench, or he's going to get put on the bench.
Throws a little bit behind him, but still a ball that needed to be caught. You see Bradley Boyd walk off. He's been very active tonight in this game.
But a good drive for Spring. They flip the field position, get it down inside Westfield territory. Mustangs will take over 1st and 10 at their 35, their first possession of the second half.
Latavius Downs, he is really at a burst of energy as he takes that football the entire game on a full sprint within 1 step. You see that acceleration, that speed from Downs.
Downs, 346 yards on the season, averaging 8 yards a carry. He's been in the end zone 3 times so far in the first 5 games for the Mustangs. Picks up 9 on that carry.
Cortland Greenwood operates the offense. He had a rushing touchdown for the first score of the game. He'll find Tisdale. Outstanding open field tackle by Frederick Woods. Knocked that ball loose, but it was after it hit the carpet after that knee was down. We'll see it again here as it was marked at the 46.
Yeah, Woods, the senior safety, coming up, makes the play. That ball was out.
Yes, it was.
That ball was out before he hit the ground. Wow. Good camera work by our crew. Caught that one.
Thought he landed on it, but you could see at the end that ball squirted away. Never had control. And the play is a 1st down, so the Mustangs keep the football. They move the sticks. Tisdale was just grabbed from behind. He was not going to get away on that one.
That's a big break for the Mustangs to retain possession that time.
Sheldon Wilson, linebacker with the stop.
Of course, at quarterback, we talked about it, Cortland Greenwood, senior quarterback, replacing William. Didon in tonight. Didon injured.
These 2 quarterbacks, Didon and Greenwood, they led the Mustangs to the 7-on-7 state tournament, first time in 7 years. At times, you know, there was a thought they might split some of the reps. Didon had big numbers this year. You see Greenwood throw that one away with pressure. But it's not as if he hasn't had some playing experience.
Good job by the Lion defense that time, recognizing the screen pass as the Mustangs tried to set it up to the far side. Good recognition. Lineman peeled back, forcing the quarterback to throw it away. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
See what type of play is made. This Westfield team, Ken, since 2003, they've played in 25 postseason games. There's a lot of experience, even from this crew that didn't feature a lot of returning starters. A lot of guys had a lot of playing time, including that man. Tevin Lewis makes the catch. He's down to the 20. Tevin Lewis has caught 5 touchdowns this year, and he just about had 1 more step from being able to propel himself into the end zone, and you'll see it here in the replay.
Yeah, again, good protection up front. Allows the quarterback cock and fire. One-on-one coverage beats the defender. Safety late getting over. Big time play. 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
Tisdale and Downs, the 2 running backs. It'll be a keeper instead. Greenwood makes the first man miss. Nice little sidestep move, and he dives inside the 15 to about the 12.
Greenwood can move with his legs as well. Coming in 13 carries, 33 yards, but he scored twice on the ground so far this season. Also had a rushing touchdown in that first half, so 3 scores on the season for the backup quarterback.
So the Lions had to turn the ball over on downs once they got into Westfield territory. The Mustangs on the march here, trying to score their 4th touchdown of the game. Just no running room on that play for Tisdale.
Yeah, Tisdale, part of that triple threat attack. Donovan Thompson, he's been quiet so far here this evening. Number 8. But Tevin Lewis and Tisdale, they've been fantastic so far offensively once again here this evening.
3rd and short, 3rd and 4, not a single wide receiver in the formation.
Yeah, here's that T formation.
Oliver has made so many tackles today. Instead of letting him block where he was knocking over his own quarterbacks, they let him carry the football for the first down, or at least he's near one.
And a baby Fridge getting a tackle, getting a run offensively, if you will.
I like his socks. You see the red one and the blue one right here? He's got that multicolored look, but I wouldn't want to tackle him low, I'll tell you that.
He came up short. It's going to be 4th and inches. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Greenwood with the surge, and it's going to be close either way. I think with the spot, he should have it by maybe about a length of a football or less.
I think he got a big push from his backfield, and will be enough for the first down.
See that down marker flipped over. It'll be 1st and goal for the Mustangs, and there's a lying down after that scrum involved in the play.
You see him line up for the sneak, and just a good surge by that offensive front. Moves the Lion defense backwards.
Ken, what's up with these helmets? Anybody who wears this helmet, they don't lose. Whether it's the Broncos or the Mustangs, you don't lose when you wear that helmet. You're undefeated.
You are undefeated. Some good mojo going right now. If you're a Bronco or a Mustang, if you have that logo on your helmet.
There's no Peyton Manning here for the Mustangs. They've still been an impressive football team under their coach Corby Meekins.
Well, the common factor is good coaching on both sides, on the high school level and the professional level.
Saw Chris Jones come off for the Lions. Looks like he's okay. They'll keep this T formation now in the backfield for Westfield. The give will be to Raekwon Jones. Just so many bodies, there's not a lot of running room in the middle of that trench.
Well, he's got 2 lead blockers leading him through the hole off tackle. That's been a staple play for the Mustangs. One of the reasons that Jones has such a big per carry average, over 13 yards per carry.
Second and goal. Big man Oliver's going to carry again. I thought he may have lost the football. It looked like he held on, but again, chopped down hard. Very little running room. Aaron Robinson, one of the corners, one of the smaller men involved, was kind of riding Oliver down. Lonzel Gilmore also involved in the play.
We'll see what Coach Meekins comes up with here on 3rd down, 3rd and goal.
Get rid of that formation. They'll split a receiver out each side. Tisdale lines up in the backfield with Cortland Greenwood. And now Lewis comes in motion. See if he's the intended target. Greenwood able to stay on his feet for a few more seconds, but he's sacked, and he's dropped back at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, coming through with the pressure. Miles Johnson leading the charge. You see, they wanted to give him the run-throw option, rolling to his strong side, the right. First man there was Austin Mahana. Then Johnson cleans it up. It's going to be 4th down. We'll see if the Mustangs will go for the field goal opportunity, and it looks like they will. They're 2 for 2 so far on field goal attempts.
From Cotto, from the hold of the man who returned to punt for a touchdown so far tonight, Brian Peavy. 28-yard try. It's perfect. So points for the Mustangs. They lead 24-7, just 3:51 remaining in our 3rd. You're watching the Legacy Sports Network.
McDonald's Dollar Menu just keeps getting better. Introducing the all-new mouth-watering grilled onion cheddar burger, topped with melty white cheddar and caramelized onions. Plus all your tasty favorites for just $1 each. Every day, as always, there's a lot to love for a little on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Stadium. Neighbors ER, Neighbors Emergency Center, our presenting sponsor here tonight. Cotto with the kickoff. This time it'll take a funny bounce inside the 5. It'll be taken to the goal line. And at least returned to about the 16, which was about 10 more yards than I thought it was going to be returned to when that play started to develop.
Well, that field goal drive by Westfield, 55-yard drive, took 4:46 off the third period clock. Ramon Cotto, his third field goal of the season from 20 yards out, 28 yards out. Westfield on top, 24-7.
Well, Aaron Robinson had a lot of work just to get to that football. You see him take 3 or 4 hard tackles, including one from Jeremiah Smith that forced him down, and there would have to be another marker down, wouldn't there? And a special teams play, getting back to my earlier point.
There you go. Week in, week out. Can't avoid it.
Lions had a man down on that PAT try, and no injury here, but another marker. So our crew gets together. 24-7 our score. Mustangs hoping for a win that would improve them to 6-0 overall and 4-0 in district play. I'll give you an assignment here in a minute, Ken. But you see the mark off, personal foul.
Ooh. That'll be a break for the Lions. 15 yards.
When would Kingwood and Westfield be due to face each other?
That would be, my friend, Friday, November 1st, right here.
Mark that down in your calendar.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a good one.
Don't want to miss that one. Probably for the district championship if things stay on course.
See the mark off in the favor of Spring. They'll get the football at their 32. So all things considered, pretty good result after what looked like they might have the football at about their 5 or 6. Even the Lion can appreciate that.
32 yards.
Still seems to be some lack of confidence in marking this football. Now I believe we're ready to play. Spring had wins against Deer Park 31-28 and also against Decaney 35-21.
Down year for Decaney so far this season.
Officials timeout. Boy, there's a lot of confusion. Come on, guys, let's go. Now we're ready. I spoke too soon about a minute ago.
Late dinner plans for these guys this evening.
Darius Campbell to throw on first down. Pass was a little bit tall, although another ball that probably should have been caught. The intended target was Ronald Williams. Williams and Dearden have had a hard time on a few of those passes thrown in their direction.
Well, Campbell Lee comes in with a completion percentage of 45%. You see tonight that it's not all his fault.
Correct. He's going to run himself on 2nd and 10 and get a couple of positive yards to about the 35, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
And again, it's just one of those concentration issues with the receivers. They're looking to run before they catch the football. Have to play within yourself. Don't try to do too much. If you do your job, allow your teammates to do their job and block for you, you have some success.
It's 3rd and about 7 or 8 yards to go.
And more whistles.
I think the play clock expired. Did the Lions get a timeout first? officials will confer again.
And again, you don't see a lack of effort from the Lions. Again, it's just more concentration and focus. They're giving it their all out here this evening. Just trying to do it maybe a little bit too much.
Timeout was credited to Spring. 24-7 our score. 3 minutes to play in our third quarter.
We welcome you to North Shore Marine. We support a large parts and accessories for Johnson, Evinrude, Yamaha, and Suzuki. And we also have parts for your boat, not only just the motor. So you can come in and get pretty much everything you need and be on your way. So you name it, we got it. We sell Sea Arc aluminum boats, a wide variety we try to keep in stock so we can accommodate just about anybody. We service Johnson, Evinrude, Yamaha, and Suzuki. We have a master technician in our staff, and he's highly accredited. Well, of course, we're a family-oriented business. We try to keep it on that level. We're concerned for the well-being of our customers. Come visit us at North Shore Marine.
Back in Spring, a third down pass play was incomplete. Lee intending one for James Haley, brings up fourth down. So the Lions will have to punt.
All right, that was a quick 3 and out after the field goal. The long drive by Westfield, wow, it's a squibber. But the defense for the Lions will have to go right back on the field after being out there for 4:46 of game clock on the last drive by the Mustangs as they increased their lead to 24-7.
Mustangs will have it from their own 33. Inside 3 minutes to go here in our third quarter.
So now if you're the Mustangs, you just try to continue to grind it out on the ground. You'd like to have another 4 or 5 minute drive here. Latavius Downs will be in the backfield to begin this possession as Tisdale will get a breather.
One thing about Downs that's impressed me is just his acceleration from the moment he takes the football. There it is again, trying to get to the corner. Flag flies in. He made the first man miss. He dives across the 40, but a marker down in the area where this probably be against the Mustangs. Kind of surprised Downs hasn't taken one to the house, just considering that first man he's able to make a miss. And we'll see it again on a replay, whether it's just that ability. And to me, there's no better ability for a running back than to be able to make that first man miss.
Oh, that's what you're judged by as a tailback. Having played that position, that's what the coaches look at. They don't look at, you know, you can run 15 yards before you get to that first defender. When you get to that first defender, if you're one-on-one, you have to make that man miss. That's what you're judged by. And he does an excellent job at it.
See the penalty, though, marked off against the Mustangs, so it'll be 1st and 20, that play negated. Football back at the 23. Designed run from Greenwood and just nowhere to go. Very good pursuit. See the play made by number 66, Lonzel Gilmore.
Gilmore, he beat his man.
Beat Dominic Jordan.
Dominic Jordan. Beat him off the snap, got inside of him. It's going to be 2nd and long now.
2nd, about 21.
Spring playing a pretty vanilla defense out here this evening. Haven't seen a lot of stunts or any exotic blitzes to try to trick up this Mustang offense. Again, a big hit in the backfield. That time it was Perry.
Urchel.
Thank you.
Senior defensive lineman. He was in the backfield quickly. And watch him almost take this handoff.
Yeah, just right. I mean, that was a blown assignment. The center just let him go. I mean, the center let him go and went up to the 2nd level to get a linebacker. You might want to block that big fella right in front of you. Watch, right in the middle of the screen. He the guard, the left guard was coming down. He didn't get there. My bad, 54. Missed that block.
Another marker on the field.
Yeah, that was Adrian Parker with the dreads. He missed the block. Have to call you out, big fella. Sorry about that.
Officials threw a marker, but they'll wave off the penalty. It's still 3rd and forever. They need to get to the 44 for the first down. The football is at the 19.
Question here is, do you bring some pressure after Greenwood, the inexperienced backup quarterback, or do you drop back in coverage and try to cover these receivers downfield?
That's what I do. I do that one. Tevin Lewis on the end around. Tevin Lewis with a couple of yards, but he'll be dropped. Nice open field tackle made by the Lions. It was
Burkhalter.
Jarmon Burkhalter.
Just a jet sweep. They try to pick it up on the ground. Burkhalter, nice open field tackle. Doesn't allow Lewis to break it.
I had a 3rd and 30 in my Division II game on CSN last week, converted to keep a drive alive, resulting in a touchdown. You don't see many of those converted 3rd and 30s, and this one was at 4th and 16 here.
Yeah, I think the big one that most football fans remember was Ray Rice in the playoffs last year for the Ravens.
No kidding. Cotto with another huge punt. The man who came in averaging 46 yards a kick, and I got to believe that's longer than that. Got about, what, 54, 55?
Yeah, I think that's going to officially be his longest of the season. Coming into tonight, 54 was his longest. He had a 50-yarder earlier in the ball game that went into the end zone. That one, 55 yards, so that'll be his season high. And that'll pin the Lions back inside their own 20 with 16 seconds to go here in the 3rd period. They trail it by 17 points.
You know, you talk about Shane Leckler being a weapon. Cotto's a weapon for what he can do for the field position game.
And that's very huge, especially when you have a defense like the Mustangs have. You can pin the opponent deep, force them into 3 and outs, give your offense short fields to work with.
Boy, great point. Nothing there on first down.
The Spring on their opening possession of the half, they began at their own 8. They were able to take it to the Westfield 35-yard line before the drive stalled. They turned it over on downs. Their second possession, they go 3 and out, and they're struggling here on the first play of their 3rd drive.
3rd quarter has been completed from Spring. It's the Mustangs and the Lions. It's a 24-7 Westfield lead. Back for the 4th after this on the Legacy Sports.
Time waits for no one. And those who look only to their past are rarely ready for their future. Never underestimate our ability, because after all, we are Texans.
Ready for 4th quarter action from Leonard George Stadium in Spring. You see the score, Mustangs, they led 21-0 at one point, 21-7 at the half. Just a field goal here in our 3rd quarter, Ken.
Yeah, good defensive battle. The Mustangs content to eat up some clock. Had a nice 4+ minute drive for the field goal. Spring now trying to see if they can get their offense going.
Trying to set up the screen, and that play was doomed from the beginning. Intended for Alexander.
Yeah, good play. Paul LeBlanc, the linebacker, read that play, destroyed it immediately along with a host of his teammates. So now it's going to be 3rd and very long once again for the Lions.
There's too many bodies here for this play to work in right here in the middle of the pile.
Yeah, not set up. The offensive lineman not in position to block. You see 77 there with his back to the defense. That's never a good technique to have your back to the defense when you're ready to block. So
seen a lot of 3rd and longs here in the second half, a 3rd and 14 play. Campbell Lee trying to buy some time with his feet. He has 2 receivers in the same location. It's Gallagher with the catch. Gallagher to the 45, stays in bounds, and he's popped out of bounds in Westfield territory. It's about a 36 or 7-yard gain.
He had Gallagher and Alexander in the same area. Once the play broke down, a breakdown in the secondary for the Mustangs, you see him elude the defender there. 2 receivers vying for the football. Good play by Alexander to get in front, throw a block, and then Gallagher does the rest as he crosses midfield. Huge play for the Lions.
If there's 2 receivers there, where are the defensive backs? You would think one would be there by mistake.
Ball pops out.
The Lions back on top of it. You see it's covered by James Haley, who caught the touchdown earlier. Normally when there's 2 wide receivers in the same spot, you usually bring 2 defensive backs. That time 2 wide receivers, nobody for Westfield.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw Jones, the ball got loose. James Haley, Johnny on the spot to preserve the possession.
A couple of yards of forward progress on that play and fumble, so it's 2nd and 8.
Wonder if we'll see James Haley on that post play once again that he scored on at the end of the half.
Lions get a touchdown here, though. They'd make things interesting.
He's at the top of the screen.
Good call. It's the fly pattern. Ball is knocked down. Tremendous coverage by Jeremy Smith, who has an interception this year. That time he was just trying to knock the ball down at his feet.
Yeah, one-on-one, as you mentioned. They just went the straight 9 route right down the sideline. He had a step. Wynn holds up the football just a bit. You see Haley had to try to come back for it. Excellent coverage by Smith.
He had the right idea with that call to get Haley involved deep. Good coverage by that man, Jeremiah Smith. 3rd and 8. Lee's pass was deflected. That time a great catch. All hands right at the markers at about the 38.
We'll see another 4th down opportunity for the Lions. So far, 0 for 3 in these situations, but this one a little bit shorter, 4th and probably half a yard.
Ronald Williams on that catch for Spring.
Biggest play of the ball game so far for Spring. They have to convert to keep their hopes alive as we go close to the 10-minute mark.
You consider just letting Lee run the football? Well, that's what he's going to try, and he's not going to get it. He's going to be denied the 1st down.
Well, sometimes it comes down to your guys are just better than mine. And on that play, that 4th down play,
Paul LeBlanc was better than Lee.
Yeah. See 73, he's looking for someone to hit. 2 guys just ran right past him. Big number 90, that would be Paul Love. Oh, I'm sorry, not Love.
Murray.
Thank you. We're missing a tackle, Benjamin Donahue. He's got to make that block. He's the pulling guard. And that's what Campbell Lee was looking for. Didn't get the block. Another 4th down missed by the Spring Lions.
Westfield's defense wins again. Latavius Downs on the carry there for the Mustangs on 1st down. Now we'll see if Westfield, and they love to run the football and control the clock, whether they can do that here and milk a few more minutes off the game clock at George Stadium. Sheldon Wilson made that tackle after a gain of 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. The Westfield sideline, so much success in recent years. And again tonight. Cortland Greenwood has been the quarterback from the beginning to the end. Downs will be taken down by Paul Love III, senior linebacker, up to make that stop after maybe even a loss of a yard on the play. So it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. Greenwood will send his tight end O'Para in motion from right to left. Downs will try and get outside. Boy, he had the corner if he wanted it. He cut it back a little bit, does not get there, and you see a late marker fly in again. Stops the clock.
Not sure if he got a little face mask or horse collar over there on the far sideline. I think it's going to be a face mask, I believe. Yep, face mask against the Spring. Let's see if we can catch it at the end of the play. Yep, right there. 22, it looks like, for the Lions was the guilty party. Frederick Woods, the safety.
He's now standing safety, just couldn't get that hand off the face mask.
Got his hand stuck in the cookie jar.
Inopportune time, though, for that mistake because it's that big gainer for Westfield and sets them up with a first down at the Lions 39. It's a 24-7 Westfield lead. They have the football. And Raekwon Jones, who scored a touchdown earlier tonight, just slipped.
Give that tackle to the 40-yard line. First tackle of the night for the 40.
The Turf Monster got it.
Yep. You see Spring starting to sneak those linebackers up into the gaps, as they know Westfield wants to run the football, chew up some of this clock.
2nd and 10. Little bobble, but Jones will get a second try. Beg your pardon. Greenwood kept it and completes a pass on the sideline. Nice play after all that.
Khalil Montgomery, the fullback, sneaking out of the backfield on this one. A little play action. A
little bobble.
Pressure is there. Good play by Greenwood to get rid of it, and a good catch downfield by McCrumbie.
Had his jersey pulled off that shoulder pad, and he got planted after a gain of 7. So it's 3rd and 3. We're inside 7 minutes to go in this game. Touchdown here would just about do it for the Mustangs.
The Lions need a play, probably in 4-down territory if you're a Mustang.
Head of steam for Raekwon Jones, and he'll have the first down as he's tackled at about the 26.
Yeah, that time they go over the left side. That big offensive front for the Lions. They'll keep the clock moving. Once they move the chains, referees will wind it. Here we go.
This offense is almost the equivalent of that four corners basketball offense. You just take some of the air out of the game. As I say that, they'll go for the home run ball. Receiver had the step, Donovan Thompson. He's had a couple of touchdowns this year. A better thrown ball would have given him a third.
There's Greenwood going for the jugular. Little reverse pivot. He just underthrew his receiver.
Still like that play call. You've seen Jones handle it a couple of times in a row. Here he comes charging forward. The play fake and then the deep ball, but incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you have those safeties, those linebackers sneaking up, trying to stop the run. You try to go for the home run over the top to end all doubt.
Cortland Greenwood will keep and roll. And Austin O'Para, the tight end, cannot hold on. 3rd down. It's a big tight end.
Yeah, you see him just sneak out. Option route. No one there in the flat, wide open. He's got to make that catch. He's still running if he catches that ball.
Be a tough man to tackle in space. Instead, it's 3rd and 10. Two receivers to the right.
Timeout, Mustang.
Play clock was winding down. Westfield will call timeout with 6:11 to play. We'll take a break. Come back to spring. You're watching the Legacy Sports Network.
If I get pneumonia,
Break my arm.
Need to know if my pain is something more.
I know I can trust Neighbors Emergency Center to save me.
they save my time.
They'll save me from missing the championship.
They'll save me from missing my meeting.
They'll save me from missing the chance to walk her down the aisle someday.
They save me.
He saves me.
You saved me.
Neighbors Emergency Center saves lives.
Neighbors Emergency Center. Care that counts. Experience that matters.
Beautiful night for football here in spring. Thank yous go out to the Metters Staffing Services. Timeout sponsor here on the Legacy Sports Network. Mustangs leading 24-7. They will be facing a 3rd and 10 after that timeout. Back-to-back incomplete passes when they were churning up most of their yards and some of the clock on the ground.
Lion defense trying to see if they can come up with a stop.
They'll go to the air again. Back shoulder throw, and the pass is complete to Latavius Downs out of the backfield. First down inside the 10.
That was a perfect throw that time by Greenwood. Couldn't have placed it any better. Great protection. Back shoulder throw, as you mentioned. Receiver gets 1 foot in. May have had 2. All he needs is 1. First and goal for Westfield.
What great execution. Downs will stay in the game. He will line up in the pistol behind Greenwood. He'll get a chance to carry the football. He'll sprint inside the 5, and he's covered up at about the 4.
Next week for Westfield, they'll be right back here to take on Klein Oak. That'll be next Friday.
Klein Oak 3-2 in district play after a tough loss Thursday night.
Spring will have an open week next week. They'll be back on the field on the 25th against Klein Oak as well.
2nd and goal, Greenwood. Well, he's got to reverse his field and just trying to get back near the line of scrimmage. Someone lost a hat. Greenwood took a shot, and he loses a couple of yards on the play. Let's hope Greenwood's okay, because remember, William Didon not healthy.
And I didn't like, when I saw that hit, I kind of held my breath. Watch the shot that he takes.
On the ribs, maybe?
Yeah. May have just gotten the wind knocked out of him.
We're just about ready to find out who the 3rd quarterback is for the Mustangs. Because Greenwood's going to lead the field. He's walking under his own power, albeit with a bit of a limp of sorts. You see Trevian Perino standing there, and he's a wide receiver. He's a senior. Apparently he's the number 3 quarterback. Of course, in the NFL, you only have 2 quarterbacks, and your 3rd is normally inactive. If you lose 2, you have to go to a backup. This week for the Texans, it'll be Shane Leckler. He'll be the emergency quarterback. You can have 3 available here at the high school level, the college level, and it's a chance for Perino to see what he can do. He's facing a 3rd and goal from about the 7. He may get a touchdown pass. Latavius Jones, touchdown. Latavius Downs with the catch. Just his 2nd reception of the year, but it's good for 6.
Well, how do you like those apples? The 3rd string quarterback. First pass, I believe, of the season for Perino. Doesn't have any statistics listed so far. He does now. He's in the books. 5-yard touchdown strike.
Latavius Downs hasn't been able to get one rushing the football, but he does on the receiving end. It's 30-7, Westfield. Another point after try from Cotto. That ball's knocked through after the bobble from Peavy. He was able to put it down on the tee. Cotto knocked it through. Let's see that touchdown one more time. Just as easy as a pitch and a catch.
sir.
Touchdown, Mustangs.
I think I have the window seat.
You better double check that, my friend. Don't think we don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's not it. You're that State Farm discount double check guy.
Discount double check. Thanks to the hundreds you saved us, we could upgrade the grill class.
Grill class?
Your tongs are in your seat back.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
You see the score, Mustangs now leading 31-7. We have 4:51 to play. A lot of things have gone right for the Mustangs this year. They'll hope their quarterbacks get healthy soon to go along with this big play defense they possess.
Yeah, that was a 60-yard drive after another stop on 4th down. Trevino Perino, his first play from scrimmage, converts it into a 5-yard touchdown. 24-point lead for the Mustangs.
Cotto just knocked one through the back of the end zone. Like that name for a quarterback, don't you? Trevion Perino?
Oh, yeah. This flows smoothly off the top.
Lions back on the field. Their one touchdown was a 36-yard pass. Just a few seconds remaining in our second quarter. Gave them some life at the break. They've had a couple of drives where they've been able to move the ball 30, 40 yards, but not finish the drive.
Right.
And that'll hurt you.
Yeah, they haven't. And it's hard to go against, to go 70 or 80 yards against a Mustang defense. That's why you need your own defense and special teams to create some short fields for you.
Option play to Xavier Jones. He'll step out.
This will be the second ball game in a row where the defense of Spring has not forced any turnovers. None last week against Atascocita, none so far here tonight. You have to give your offense some good opportunities to score on a short field.
A lot going on this play. Fake handoff, the zone read, the option. Jones carries for 10 yards. Got a favorable spot, so he'll get the first down after a gain of 10.
Jones has been quiet here in the second half, had a real productive first half. A lot of receptions out of the backfield. Not much doing here in the third and fourth period.
Simple flip to Jones, running left across the 40. Another 7-8 yard carry. That's just 10 carries all season coming into this game. He's had at least that probably tonight.
C.J. Bryant on the stop.
Stop by number 98, C.J. Bryant.
Jones has earned his lunch money here tonight, I tell you.
Yes, he has. 2nd and 2. Lead to throw. Jones caught that one. He would have been better off to drop the football.
Yeah, actually he did.
If he caught it, it was going to be a loss of 5 or 6. Again, I'm stunned at the number of bobbles and drops on these short passes from Darius Campbell-Lee. This wasn't completely accurate. Still a ball. I just don't understand how it's bobble.
That was one of our keys. Catch the ball. Simple. I mean, just catch it.
It's supposed to be a high percentage play. Hasn't exactly worked out that way, so it's 3rd and 2. Nifty move by the QB, and he'll pitch on the move, resulting in a few extra yards for Dacron Durden.
Very well run that time by Campbell-Lee. Avoiding the initial tackle, still having the presence of mind to know you have your pitch man in your rear view mirror. Picks up a first down, moves the chains.
They'll wind the clock again. We're inside 4 minutes to go in the game. Durden had the previous rush. This time he'll make the catch. 3 or 4 yards inside the 45 down to about the 44 of the Mustangs.
Mustangs in a soft kind of zone defense. 5 defensive backs in. They'll trade yardage for time at this point.
Yes, they will. 2nd and 6. Campbell to throw. Bit of a hold there on the defender. Pass is incomplete. You see Haley getting up, wanting the flag. Oh, we may see it again. Watch the defender at the end of this play have a hand right on the jersey. Happened before the camera caught up with it.
And that was Durant White, the junior defensive back.
There you go, right there.
There you go.
Just enough to keep that from being a catch or maybe a touchdown. 3rd and 6. Pitch play to Durden again. Boy, if he just continued to the corner, he was going to have some yards. He tried the stutter step, and all that did was allow the defender to wrap him up.
Yeah, he tripped his own self up with a little stutter step.
It's 4th down. There's a timeout on the field for the Lions. They'll burn a timeout with 2:54 to play in the game.
Timeout on the field, Spring.
You look ahead, as we mentioned, November 1st, the big battle out here between Kingwood and Westfield. And you have to like what you've seen in all 3 phases of the ball game so far. Stout defense, solid, not spectacular, but solid offensively with the 2nd-string quarterback. And their special teams has been outstanding. Good returns on the punt and the kickoff. Had a punt return for touchdown, a field goal.
Great kicker.
Kicker has been tremendous as well. So
there's a look at Cortland Greenwood. Came out of the game in that last drive. That'll be the question mark, healthy quarterbacks. 4th and 4 after the timeout. Lions, of course, will go for it. Campbell is going to keep the football to the last opportunity, but it doesn't leave that much of a chance for Braylon Alexander to make a play, but he was able to compete and fight, and he might end up getting the first down to about the 37 or 36.
That was a great individual effort. Didn't look like he had anywhere to go once he received the pitch. But they do convert the first down, their first 4th down conversion this evening. 1 for 5 on the night. Keep this final drive alive. And it's going to be movement up front.
There you see the indication.
It seems like it's been more mental errors than physical errors for the Lions here tonight.
First and 15. How about that pass? That's a Brett Favre pass, right? Just run and flip and trying to push it forward towards Gallagher, but it drops incomplete.
Yeah, one of those Romo-esque passes. Tony, oh no.
Well, there you go. I mean, a good idea. But it's 2nd and 15. Lions still competing. Campbell in the flat to Xavier Jones. Uh-oh. Showing off some moves again. Xavier Jones gets a few of those yards back to the 32.
You gotta like this kid, Xavier Jones. He's just a junior. Only goes 5'10", $185, if that. That's soaking wet with pads on at 185. But he's very explosive, has some good moves out of the backfield. He's a player.
So it's 3rd and about 7. Lions had to convert a 4th and 4 to keep this drive going. There's an offside, so that'll be a first down Westfield jumped on the count of the cadence from Darius Campbell.
It'll at least give him a 3rd and short.
Yeah, I guess not quite enough, is it?
A couple of yards.
Yep, a couple of yards shy. Spoke too soon, so it's still 3rd down, 3rd and 2. Officials will wind the clock again. Campbell with time to throw here, but into traffic. He missed his man. That was, I believe, his tight end, Jawan Hill. So it's 4th down again.
First pass thrown Hill's way this evening. Ball's incomplete, so another 4th down. And we'll see what Coach Parker draws up. Minute and a half, 90 seconds to go.
Little Tebow play right there.
Oh, boy.
Jennifer Gallagher running to the line, kind of a jump pass. Second one Gallagher's had to kind of bat around in the sequence, and he couldn't make the play.
Wow.
Great
play design. You called it, partner. Oh, my goodness. Jackie Smith all over again.
Was deflected there, and that probably set the ball off its course a bit, but Mustangs will take over on downs.
Yep, take a couple of knees and call it a night.
So the Mustangs about to go to 6-0 and 4-0 in district play. They'll keep that freight train moving down the tracks.
As we mentioned, the next opponent for both of these ball clubs will be Klein Oak. Westfield will see them next week. After a bye week for spring, they will see Klein Oak in 2 weeks. So they'll get a chance to scout them next week against this ball club.
Perino threw the touchdown pass and the lone snap he's had today, and we'll just get the handoff here. A few yards on the ground for Raekwon Jones. That'll take us inside a minute before the Mustangs have to snap again.
Ball carrier is number 34, Raekwon Jones.
Next week we'll have St. Thomas and St. Pius.
Number 17,
our Legacy Sports Network game of the week. Always to be replayed on Comcast Saturday morning, 7 to 9:30. You can watch the games on YouTube. Of course, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Second and 8. Play clock at about 5 when the Mustangs snap it. Raekwon Jones for another carry. That should do it. Mustangs will not have to snap the football again if they choose just to let the clock wind down. Mustangs on their way to a 31-7 win here at George Stadium. Both of the teams head for their respective sidelines. And the Mustangs.
Despite the score, it was a good, hard-fought battle by both of these ball clubs here tonight. Spring did not quit
as they battled to the very end here this evening out here at George Stadium. Westfield just a little bit too much for the Lions to handle here tonight.
Brett Dolden and Ken Moore again with you, and you're right, Ken. It was a game that was fought extremely well between these two teams. Westfield, we talked about them at the break. Defensively, they did what they had to do in the first half. They gave up that touchdown there at the end of the second quarter, gave the Lions some momentum, but just too much Mustangs tonight.
Yeah, the Mustang defense was outstanding, shut them out in the second half, didn't allow any points. And again, we talked about it at the beginning of the ball game, the way they get after the quarterback, causing all kinds of pressure. Didn't force any turnovers here tonight. That was good for spring, allowed them to stay in the ball game for a while. But in the end, Westfield just a little bit too much.
Before I talk about the quarterbacks, the special teams, you pointed it out at the end of our broadcast and our telecast tonight. with that outstanding kicker and a punt return for a touchdown. You can win some games with special teams, especially late in the year, key contests or playoff games, and they have that ability to do so.
Especially with the weapons of flipping field position. Even if you don't pick up scores, you're able to flip the field position with the excellent punter that they have. You have a good special teams kicker, excellent return game. All three phases working very well for the Mustangs so far here in the first half of the season.
As far as Coach Meekins is concerned, I'm sure he's hoping that he has healthy quarterbacks, because down D-Don already coming into the game. We saw Greenwood there at the end take a pretty good shot. And even though they got the touchdown pass from the third-string QB, you know they want to make sure they have all their weapons available going forward.
Well, that's the key. Going into the second half of the season, they got the big battle coming up November 1st, as we talked about with Kingwood. They want to have all hands on deck, so getting those quarterbacks healthy will be paramount to their success the rest of the year.
So Westfield remains undefeated. They improved to 6-0. Next week it'll be St. Thomas and St. Pius on the Legacy Sports Network Game of the Week. For Ken Moore, I'm Brett Dolan and our entire crew. Good night from Spring. Our final score, Westfield tops the Spring Lions by a score of 31-7. Good night, everyone.